Okay, today's review is going to be the effect of barbell weight on the structure of the flat bench press by Crawl et al. 2017. So the aim of this study, well, let's define some variables. So the structure, when we talk about the structure of the flat bench press, we're referring to the phase structure. So descent or ascent is the bar going up or the bar going down. We also have the internal structure, so muscle activity as measured by the EMG. And then we also have our external structures, the kinetic and kinematic variables that have a relationship, a correlation or a significant effect. So we're talking about force, moment, angle of the shoulder, so adduction, abduction, flexion, and extension, bar path. This study splits those hairs between horizontal and vertical displacement. We'll get to that. And bar speed, the study mentions acceleration and velocity. We'll get there. So the aim of the study is to investigate how differing loads affect relationships between these variables. So the goal is to form a quantitative, comprehensive analysis of the bench press to guide coaches to use more appropriate cues and instructions, technique changes based on load, different types of programming schemes, and adding specific accessory work and movement variations to improve performance. Pretty cool methodology. 20 healthy males, average 25, training at least 1 year, were instructed to perform 1 rep of a touch and go bench press at 70% of their 1 rep max, 80, 90, and 100% of their 1 rep max. Electrodes, these white dots here, were placed on pec major, front delts, lats, and triceps to measure the bioelectric muscle activity throughout the repetition in each loading conditions. The red crosshairs are motion capture landmarks to create a 3D cinematography to measure joint angles, bar path, and bar speed. A couple limitations here. So it's important to note that this study doesn't measure back extension nor the effects of fatigue or if the subjects are on a powerlifting or bodybuilding type program. Pinto and Dickerson 2021 indicates that there are differences in 1 rep max during the bench press, whether subjects perform with an arched or flat back. 2017 study by Krull found a statistically significant difference between the sequence of muscle activation. So, for example, delts and lats were activated before pecs and triceps between those training on a bodybuilding or a powerlifting program. Based on the current study results, it's consistent with a strength-based program. One more limitation is the fatigue in between sets. So no data exists within the methodology, whether or not they started with 100% of 1 rep max or 70% and worked their way up. Allen and Westervald 2008 shows a negative correlation between fatigue and technical proficiency and between fatigue and 1 rep max. So subjects were instructed to wait at least, quote unquote, 5 minutes in between sets, but there's no data published regarding the interset rest periods.